The late afternoon sun stretched across the quiet village, painting the dusty paths in strokes of amber. It was the kind of light that made every shadow longer, softer, and on this day, it illuminated a simple walk that would become a turning point in a child's life. James walked steadily, holding Nye's small hand. Her tiny sandals tapped against the ground, a steady rhythm to their conversation. "How was school today?" he asked, his voice calm, warm, protective. Nhi nodded quickly, her ribbon bouncing with each step. "It was fun," she said, her smile bright but shy. When they reached Deep's modest wooden house, its walls weathered but resilient, James noticed the silence. The door was locked. No footsteps. No hum of life. Deep was still at the market. A flicker of worry crossed his face before he spotted the spare key tucked beneath a clay pot. With a gentle smile, he unlocked the door and turned to Nhi. "Let's wait inside. I'll keep you company until Ms. Deep returns." A quiet house, an unspoken promise. Inside, the air smelled faintly of old wood and herbs. Nhi sat in a small chair, her eyes following James's every move. He set down her school bag, found her water bottle, and handed it to her. "Here, drink some. You must be thirsty." She took a sip, nodding with gratitude. James crouched beside her, his expression softening. He thought of Deep, working long hours to support this little girl, and something stirred in him, a sense of responsibility that went beyond courtesy. "How about this?" James said suddenly, his eyes sparking with mischief. "While we wait for Ms. Deep, I'll cook something simple." Then, tilting his head playfully, he added, "But you're going to help me." Nye's eyes widened, her voice barely a whisper. "Me? Cook?" James chuckled. "Yes, you." "Everyone starts somewhere. Today's your day." Her lips curved into a grin. She hopped off the chair, excitement buzzing in her steps. First lessons: fire, patience, and cracked shells. The small kitchen was lined with jars of rice, dried herbs, and well-worn utensils. James rolled up his sleeves. "First rule, wash your hands." Always, he guided her to the water jar, watching as she scrubbed her tiny fingers with exaggerated seriousness. "Good," he nodded. "Now, let's start simple. Fried eggs." He cracked one with practiced ease. The yolk slid into the pan, the oil sizzling, filling the room with a warmth that felt alive. Nhi leaned forward, eyes sparkling. "Can I try?" "Of course," James said, guiding her hands. She tapped the shell too softly. Then too hard, bits of shell fell into the bowl. James laughed softly, fishing them out. "See? Cooking is about patience. Mistakes happen." Every chef makes plenty. Her cheeks flushed pink, but determination set in. She cracked another egg. This time, perfect. I did it, exactly, James said, pride in his voice. That's the spirit. They moved through each step together, sprinkling salt, adjusting the fire, learning why timing mattered. The air filled with the aroma of sizzling eggs, and for the first time, the house felt alive. A dream spilled into words. As James set the pan aside, NHI blurted out a secret she had been holding back. One day, I want to be a chef. A really good one. James paused, studying her small, serious face. A chef? He repeated softly. Yes. Her eyes shone with conviction. I want to cook delicious food. Not just for me, but for others. I want them to smile when they eat my dishes. The words hit him deeply. He leaned against the counter, folding his arms. That's a beautiful dream, NHI. Do you know the secret to becoming a great chef? She tilted her head, waiting. Passion, James said. Cooking isn't just about recipes. It's about heart. Every dish carries a piece of you. Her eyes widened, as if she were storing the words carefully. Then I'll put all my heart into it. James ruffled her hair gently. Good. If you keep that promise, nothing will stop you. Deep returns. A family in the making. By the time twilight stretched across the yard, the kitchen smelled of stir-fried beans and golden eggs. James watched as NHI stirred the pan with clumsy determination, his smile quiet but full. The front door creaked open. Deep entered, basket heavy with pears and fish, her face tired. She stopped mid-step, surprised by the aroma. What's going on here, Mom? NHI rushed forward, excitement spilling over. James taught me how to cook. Look, I made eggs and beans. Deep's exhaustion melted into warmth. She tasted a small bite, her face lighting up. Delicious, NHI. You did so well. NHI glowed with pride. James shrugged modestly. She did most of it. I just guided her. Deep's eyes softened. Gratitude. Recognition. Something deeper. She touched James's arm gently. Thank you. Really. The three of them cooked together that night, fish soup, steamed rice, vegetables. The small kitchen glowed under the flickering oil lamp. For the first time in years, it felt like a home. Seeds of tomorrow. The next morning, the village stirred awake with the scent of dew and wood smoke. But inside Deep's home, something new was beginning. NHI sat at the table, notebook open. Not homework, recipes. She scribbled clumsy words, determined not to forget what James had taught her. James entered with a basket of vegetables. "Good morning, little chef," he greeted. "My recipe book," she said proudly. "So I can remember everything," James chuckled. Smart idea. Every great chef has one. That day, they cooked tomato pork soup. James taught her about balance. Too much salt ruins the dish, too much sour makes it harsh. Cooking, he explained, was like walking a tightrope. Diep returned early, pausing at the doorway. She watched Nhi lean over the simmering pot, eyes bright with pride. Her heart swelled. "I see our chef in training is busy," she said warmly. When she tasted the soup, her tired eyes softened. "Delicious. You're learning so fast," Nhi glowed. "One day, Mom, I'll be the best chef in the whole village." Diep stroked her hair gently. "I believe you." Beyond the village, evenings turned into lessons. Fried fish, kneaded dough, stir-fries, flatbreads. Nhi struggled, sometimes cried, but James never scolded. His patience anchored her, his encouragement gave her courage. Villagers began to notice. Diep's market dishes drew compliments. "Who made this soup?" "My daughter," Diep replied with pride. One evening, James told Nhi gently, "If you truly want to be a chef, one day you may have to leave this village." "Study in a bigger town. Learn from others." The thought stilled the room. Nhi whispered, "Leave here?" "Dreams don't grow if you keep them locked in one place," James said softly. Nhi looked at Diep, who smiled through the ache in her heart. "If that day comes, I'll let you go. Because dreams are meant to be chased." Nhi's eyes filled with tears, but her voice was steady. "Then I'll work hard. I'll make you both proud." "You already have," James said. The oil lamp flickered, shadows dancing on the wooden walls. In that small kitchen, surrounded by laughter and simple food, a new story began, not just of recipes, but of love, patience, and the courage to dream beyond the horizon.